Hello, welcome pen friends. Welcome to Chris's Inked Pens for May of 2021. So this is kind of different because here I have one old favorite, my little Moonman Mini, but the rest of the pens are new, really. This I've had a little while, the Reform, but it's only the second fill, and I'm having better luck this time. And then this pen was replaced. So I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pens that are might as well be brand new to me. So that's not something I normally do. So I'll show you each pen and the ink that I chose to go with it, and then we'll do a writing sample. So I think we're going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to go ahead and get each pen and ink, and that way we can just talk about them. Just kind of focus on them at the same time, and I can talk about why I chose the ink. So this is the Hongdion Purple, and it has a fude nib. And my pen friend Sharon sent this pen. It's got quite a fude nib too. It's a bent nib, and it's bent quite a bit. And it really is like a brush pen. It's like writing with almost with a paintbrush. But I've been finding, as I have been exploring it just today, and a few days before this too, I admit I've been at it for a couple of days. I really enjoy this. And it's a Chinese pen that's inexpensive, so it's very interesting. I can't wait to review it. I'll do a full review. But I chose for this one the Noodler's Purple Mountain Majesties because I wanted to see, I knew that whatever I chose, the ink was really going to get showcased, because this is like using, like I said, it's not even like using a broad or double broad. It puts down a lot of ink. So this is really neat. So that's the first one. Okay, and then next is an old favorite of mine, but I got so impressed by the Sailor Manyo Akebi that I wanted a little pen that would write on just about anything to use this ink with. Now I'm not sure that the nib choice was right because this is a fine nib, but this is my Wancai Moonman Mini with a fine nib that came on it. I probably did just a little bit of smoothing with the Sailor Manyo Akebi. Now, I thought to myself that if I kept the fine nib in there, I'd be able to use it on any notebook, even in my Leuchtturm and in my daily journal. And if I wanted to stick it in my pocket to do lists, I wouldn't probably find that it bled through stuff. But I'm not sure whether that theory is going to prove, but we'll see. Okay, then next up is a pen that I have not written with yet, other than just today as I was getting ready for this. And it is a Zenzoi. I don't know much about it, except I did find them on Amazon, and I just don't know much about the pen yet, I have to be honest. And a pen friend sent it, and I'm all mixed up. At first I thought I knew exactly who had sent it. I thought I had won it in the giveaway from Marta, but I think that's wrong, and I can't find my notes. I had a little index card with it written down. So if you sent me this pen, please let me know, because I feel so bad that I can't give the proper attribution. Anyway, it's a very interesting and beautiful pen, and it was a viewer who mentioned, please show that pen, write with it. Yeah, it's about time. And it doesn't really say, but it looks like either a fine medium nib, and it's got a cartridge converter in it. And I did choose an ink that I felt like I knew well enough so that I would understand whether I had, if the nib was okay for me or not, and it's the J. Herbin Poussiere de Lune. It's a beautiful dark purple that flows really well for me, and so that's pen number 3. Okay, and then next is a pen that was sent by a generous pen friend. I think they asked to be anonymous at the time, so I'll keep it that way. It's a Reform 4328 with a Bach nib on it. It's really nice. It's got a really nice nib. I was trying to see whether it was a fine nib, and I don't know. I'm having trouble with my eyes today for one thing, but to me it writes like a medium, but then again I've got a really nice flowy ink in it too. This is the second fill. The first time I had a little trouble, but I think I chose a dry ink. And this is a really nice ink. This is Pure Pens Landbrush Slate. I know how it goes in my medium nib TWSBIs, my Ecos, and it's anything but dry, so I knew I'd be good with this. So we'll see how it goes. And it's a pen that was made, I think, in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. And if I am, it's 70s. But, oh my goodness, I got to get back in and find some of my notes that are missing. So the next pen is my Platinum 3776 Century Nice with the broad nib, and this is the replacement. If you remember, I had a rather ugly crack in the section, and I contacted Pen Chalet, and they referred me to Luxury Brands since it was a warranty issue, and they were very nice, and they replaced the pen because it was still under warranty. So for this, I chose Robert Oster Muddy Crown. I think I just was remembering that I like this a lot, and it's a purple, but it's kind of understated, it's muted a little, and I thought, well, I've got the really dark Purple Mountain Majesties, and I don't know what it is with me this month. I've only chosen like 2 bright inks, but that's okay, I guess. So I have a theory about that. I'm thinking I'm not really super upset, but I'm a little bit thwarted in my plans to go to Vermont. So normally I'd be getting like bright green and all these, you know, super bright colors, but I'm thinking my trip will have to wait till July or maybe even October. So who knows, maybe subconsciously I'm just going for dark inks. Okay, this is a new pocket pen that I ordered from Pen Chalet. It's the Monteverde MVP. And it is really neat. It posts like this to make it full size, but it's a pocket pen. Now, it does have a broad nib on it, but I'm not finding it to be very broad, so we'll see what happens with that. Because I think I can switch the nib probably, but okay, I chose Lamy Turquoise. This is my one really bright ink. Well, I got another one that's pretty bright too, but I thought this was really neat. It kind of like fits right in your pocket, and I got pen influenced by my pen friend who was ordering one, and she sent me a picture of it, and I was like, whoa, and it turned out not to be a really expensive pen, and I ordered one. So okay, so next is a beauty, and it's the first ink up for me. Okay, so this is the Opus 88 Coloro Demonstrator. You probably remember that I have the, I'll just get it out because then I can explain better. I have the Opus 88 Coloro Red, and they're just totally different pens, but that's the way they named them. So this is the red one that I had been working with, and it's still got ink in it because these hold so much. I really love this. I got mine with a broad nib. Nice big number 6 broad nib on there, and I did put in an ink that I've just been working with for 30 Inks 30 Days, the Parker Green, which is the modern Parker Green, but it is discontinued, and a generous pen friend sent me the big sample, and it had to be big to fill this pen because this takes 3.5 mils of ink. And you know, of course, this is a play it safe ink, I think, for this pen. I'm pretty sure it's gonna clean out really well. In fact, I thought of that because some of my very favorite ones are likely to stain. I love purple and magentas, but you know, I'll probably get over that and just choose a ink color family and not worry about it if I do get a little bit of staining, but we'll see. We'll see. Either that or I'll have to get better at cleaning pens. Okay, last but not least, this is really an interesting, this is a recent purchase that didn't cost a lot of money. It's actually a Genhao, the number is 85. Genhao 85. I saw this, I don't remember whether it was YouTube or Instagram, and it just got this really good review from whoever was writing about it. And it's kind of a Parker 51 lookalike. It's gorgeous. I love the all silver. It's got a really extra fine nib, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be pleased with this ink combination, but I love this ink, the Parker Quink Blue Black. So I'm trying it out, and I know that if this doesn't work out, there's a few other inks I could choose from. But it is a very fine nib. It seems to be smooth, but you see, that's probably why I just wouldn't go for $80-something for a pen that didn't come with a broad nib. You know, that's my my thought there. So let's move into the part where we do a writing sample. Okay, first up is the Hongdion, I hope I'm saying that right, Purple with a fude nib with Noodler's Purple Mountain Majesties. It just puts down an incredible amount of ink. It's just amazing. And I have actually written a couple letters with this because I was a early bird with this pen. I've had it inked up for a few days. So yeah, purple. I thought there was more to the name of the pen, but I couldn't really find it yet, and I haven't watched too many videos about it yet, so I don't know. I just know it's it comes right up on Amazon if you look it up, and it's an under $20 pen. This fude nib writes a lot better than my other one. I have one on my little Genhound 992 that isn't quite as bent, and it doesn't produce such beautiful like brush lettering as this does. I just already know I love this. Of course, it's not fair. I've had a little bit more time with this. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. It's smooth, super smooth. I haven't done a thing to it. And it's flowy, and you know, it suits my, I guess, my large handwriting, I guess is the way to say it. Okay, and then next up is, put our ink there so we can remember, the little pocket pen, the Wancai Moonman Mini, pre-stained by Bunga Box Lamont, but that's okay. And of course, this isn't going to quite lay down the ink the same as that one up there did, but that's okay. That's part of the, I guess, part of the discovery. This is a fine nib. I love how it writes, though. It's nice and smooth, and and I know from experience that it's okay to have a fine nib here and there because it goes really well in some of my little jots, you know, jotting down things and carrying it with me. I mean, it's not exactly seeing this ink the way I see it in a broad nib, but still, I think it's going to be fun. I still see some shading. Nice. I have this terrible feeling like I'm forgetting something, so I probably am. Oh no, it's been one of those days. Okay, so next up is, how come I'm hesitating? Because I have things out of order. Uh-oh. No, I don't. Okay, it just looked funny. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is the ink, and the next pen is the Zenzoi. The beautiful kind of lavender pen with the rose gold trim. It is a gorgeous pen. I can't figure why I hadn't inked it up. Probably just because I run around like a wired little monkey all the time, and I need to have nudges, I guess, on some of these things. I mean, over this summer, I'd really like to make sure that I don't have pens in my possession that I haven't written with yet. That's almost like a crime, a fountain pen crime, you know? Okay, so Zenzoi. I've just called it lavender, but I really don't know if there's a designated number. I couldn't find one. And I don't even know about the nib. It does not say. I'm just going to say fine. It's possible that it's a medium, so we'll put slash. Wow, that really is laying down a lot of ink because it's looking super dark. Okay. I love this ink, though. Herbin. Poussiere de Lune. Very nice. Okay, I feel feedback, but I don't ever start smoothing a nib until I've tried several inks because I've learned, you know, that it can be anything. So you want to really kind of try it out. And actually, I think I could get used to that feedback. It's not bad or anything, so... Beautiful pen, just beautiful. Okay, so next is The ink is the Pure Pens Lambris Slate, and the pen is the Reform 4328. A very distinguished looking black pen. It's a, let's see, it screws on, yes. It's a piston filler. Oh, what have I done? Oh, well, this is real life. Oh, what have I done? Huh. I've done something, and certainly I've destroyed my page. I don't know if there's any recovering from this, but let me try. Okay, I don't know what I did, but I've sort of sopped up the ink, and I must have done something. Let's just see if we can continue. We'll have to kind of work around those little I think the piston knob was somehow not the way it was supposed to be, so that's definitely my error. And we'll just keep going here. I think we can do that. Reform. It was scary. Not like ink is gonna, you know, kill us, but 4328. This is really flowing differently and better with a Bach nib than it did before. So I'm kind of wondering, like, maybe this is a good ink for it, but that was definitely something I had done wrong there. So okay, Pure, whoops, pens. See, if you flex it a little, you get a lot even more. Lambris Slate. Okay, I think we have room kind of to avoid that just by 1, 2, 3, yeah. We'll work that out. Okay, so I've got to make sure that I learn how to use this pen, that I don't do dumb things, that's all. Okay, so next is the Platinum with Robert Oster Muddy Crown. So let's see, we want to make sure we don't get right into that mess that I made. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I wanted to be able to see the ink, but I guess we can if we just put it here. Okay, so the Platinum 3776 Century Nice with a broad nib with Robert Oster Muddy Crown. Let's see. I'm just going to work around the beautiful gray splotch, and it'll be a memory. I'll remember what my inky disaster there. Okay. Platinum. Actually, it's gorgeous. 3776. Tree Nice. Broad nib. Robert Oster. Muddy Crown. It has beautiful flow, and I think that's going to look really nice in letters. I think it'll play nicely with some of the other colors too, and or stand alone in a pen pal letter. So I'm trying to remember not to over tighten this pen in case that was the issue, which I don't know. Okay, so next is our ink is Lamy Turquoise, and our pen is the little pocket pen, the Monteverde Mvp. MVP with a broad nib that isn't very broad. Let's take a look, because to me it isn't, but I'm very picky about that. To me it looks like a very small medium nib, but it is labeled B, and I don't have any experience with Monteverde nibs, so okay. I like the nice bright Lamy, what do you call it? Yeah, I think I can kind of count on this as a medium nib, you know, the way it's writing, but let's see. Monteverde. Nothing wrong with it. It just isn't as broad as I like. I mean, right above it is a broad nib. Of course, that's a platinum gold nib, so I can't compare, but MVP. Oh, and it's, I think it said on the box, blue squares. Okay, let's take a look at that real quick. It's right behind me. If I can do it without, like, making an avalanche. Oh, nope, I made an avalanche. Okay, this is the box it came in. Whoops. And Monteverde MVP Blue Squares Broad. Yes, that is the name. Blue Squares is the color name. I I hate to put B because to me it's not broad, but okay, you've already heard that. Lamy Turquoise. What I did was harvest a cartridge, and it was my last one. Oh no. Yeah, that's pretty. Nothing at all wrong with that. It's very smooth and everything. It just was a letdown in terms of being a broad nib, because to me it isn't. But okay, Chris, quit saying that. Okay, so we've almost worked around our purple beauty blotches there. Okay, next up is Parker Green in the beautiful Opus 88 Coloro Demonstrator, which I love. Now, I think the nib is still saturated, but what you do is open the valve. Oh, I knew the official name, and now I can't think. But while you're writing, but I believe it's probably plenty saturated still. So okay, and this is a broad nib. This is a funny story. When I was trying to decide what to put in this, I had gotten out Monteverde California Teal. And then I remembered just the other day using the Parker Green, thinking how much it looked like Monteverde California Teal. So I thought, well, why not use that Parker ink, you know, and like keep it in there, write with it till it's dry kind of thing. So it's going to be neat. All right, I'll have to work around that. Opus 88. Coloro Demonstrator broad with Parker Green Modern. The vintage Parker Green, I believe, looked bluer. This to me looks teal. Straight up, even without the cameras, just my eyeballs. But it's cool. I like it. It's a nice color for me. I mean, it's pretty, but if you're expecting it to be green, well, I think I've mangled all of that. But anyway, to me it leans teal. Erase everything else I said because I'm not making any sense. Okay, here's Parker Quink Blue Black, which is in this little Genhao 85 with an extra fine nib, hooded nib. Let's see how that goes. It's plenty smooth and it lays down the ink. It is just, you know, extremely fine, and now I knew that would be the case. So I think it's going to be a matter of where do I want to write with this. It might not be that I'd want to write a letter with it because I like the great big huge broad type, you know, letters for my handwriting. But in my little notebooks and my journaling and note-taking, this is going to be excellent. Ooh, I like this. You know, it's interesting. This is better on this paper than what I was scratching on just to check it out. This is far better. This is Tomoe River 68 GSM paper in an old Bond Travel Gear hardcover notebook, an A5. Okay, and this is Parker Quink Blue Black. Okay. So I'm bothered by all that blabber where I probably didn't say things right. What I'm thinking about of the Parker Green is that it just looks so teal. So it has more blue in it than you'd expect. But there's another version of this ink that I think might be considered vintage that is greener. You know, not as teal and not whatever. So hopefully, anyway, I'm going to link you to some videos that can help really clear that up. One from ODE and one from Wasky Squirrel. So that way you don't listen to me. I'm not a Parker ink expert, that's for sure. Okay, so that is it. Those are the pens and inks for May, along with my mess that I made. Whoops. Oh, that was my little cleanup rag. Okay, so let's bring the pens over again. Okay, so I'm excited because, I mean, it's a lot of excitement too, because I don't normally try out more than one or two new to me pens, so it's a whole lot of excitement. But, oh, wow, what fun. So I'd like to hear from you in the comments about what you're inking up with for May. And it was weird this month because all of April 2021, I was doing 30 inks, 30 days. So this is what I have left in my pen case. I'll just talk about that for just a second. I have the Opus 88 Coloro Red with Monteverde Canyon Rust in it. I have the Opus 88 Omar Yellow with Colorverse Supernatural. And I have my Jim Hines Custom Blue Storm with, I put in an Opus nib unit in that, a broad nib unit. And I put in Robert Oster Lake of Fire, and I'm really enjoying it. I had available to me only the fine nib and the a stub nib that was a little bit too straight for me, or what do they call it, sharp for me before. But now I can use these Opus units and kind of rotate, and so I can have you know, the broad in there, and that's really, so that's what I had left from April. And of course I'm using 3 Lamys for 30 inks, 30 days, and right now I've got 2 of them with Parker Blues, and tomorrow I'll put the blue black in my 3rd Lamy broad nib. So that's going on, but I know exactly what I'm doing in that area. So I think that's the video. I'll have to watch this to see if it's even fit for, you know, publishing, because we had my fault there, gray ink everywhere, and fumbling about my explanation about the green. If you follow me on Instagram, I kind of had more coherent thoughts there, I think, on each of the inks as I was studying them, and I will continue. There's 2 more days in the month to do that, but I'm really excited about these. I'm super excited about the Opus 88 Coloro Demonstrator. I'm going to be carrying these around, you know. This one I think is going to go in my purse, and I think this will be everywhere. I actually keep that in a little rickshaw. Here it is, right here behind me. This is how this lives. It goes in a little, I ordered the correct size for it because I just feel like I'm going to lose this pen if I don't. So I always carry it in its little rickshaw case. And actually the rest of them are all going to go in the blue pen roll, which everything is upside down. Hold on. So this will be my my pen roll. It holds 8, so I think I'll be able to consolidate, because the little pocket pens are going with me, so that leaves me with 6. And then I'm about ready to clean this one out, so that's actually perfect. I'm just going to put them in there now because I just love these. They keep the pens really safe. And I'll show you what I've been doing with it. Even the platinum, I don't mind putting in here. It'll be great. Okay, so we'll get rid of this tray. And this is what, okay, I'm going to clean that pen. So this is what I love, is that all I have to do is just put the whole thing into my Coozy Case. So much fun, and tuck it in, and then I don't even have to get I don't have to take it out unless I want to take it out. I can just grab the pens right from here, see, especially if I pull them up kind of so they're sticking, they're ready. So okay, I don't know whether this is coherent, and also I just detected a problem with my sound, so I may have to completely redo this, but I may not be able to, so we'll see. Okay, there it is, Chris's inked pens.
It's 2 p.m.
Ooh, and it's time for me to get on a conference call, so I will see you later, and take care, stay safe, and tell me about what you're doing for inks and pens. I really want to hear about it. Bye for now.